Okay, you just keep texting Renata, it's fine. I'll hold the fort till you've sent that last message.
I'm just making sure that people are watching.
She is. She's going to share. Hello, Jeanette. Congratulations on being the first one to comment. Wow, you were early. Welcome to Q&A Paranormal Night. This is where you can ask your paranormal nerdy questions that you're too embarrassed to ask elsewhere. We will not laugh at you here, and no question is too dumb. That may send a challenge out. We will offer to help as best we can. And if we don't have the answer, we will try to find somebody that does. We will not make it up. That's the only thing we won't do. Welcome, and everyone, that is Renata.
I'm done now.
And I'm Anne. And this is my new friend. Oops.
Foxy Loxy.
This is my fox. He was out at Fox and Willow at Warner's Bay the other day. And I walked past the shop and I went, oh, I must have him. And I went and had a look and I went, oh, he's expensive. Went and ordered a coffee. Came back and bought him. And then walked into her workshop a little bit late carrying a fox. I'm coming in like, just don't look.
Hello, Robert. Hello, Renee.
Isn't he gorgeous?
Hello, Jenny. Hello, Peter. Hello, Liz and Carrie and Karen and Carolyn and Justin and Maxine and Crispy and Carrie. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
We're looking through the rectangle window today. So
Naomi.
This is Willie the Wily Fox. He's joining Spencer as part of our family.
Willie and Spencer. I think there's a challenge there.
I was going with a female sort of feel for her, and I kept looking and going, that's not a girl. This looks like a boy.
Hello, Whitney.
He's got a bit of an abscess there. No, it's his cheeks. They've got puffy cheeks out the side. But he just looks like my Max, and I'm obsessed with foxes. You've got tattoos on them. And Renata just bought me a very early birthday present. Hang on, I'll show you. Right, look after him.
I'll just sit here. This has nothing to do with the paranormal at the moment, people. We're just killing some time.
She found this.
I found this, though.
And
I had to get
me a gift.
Look at that. Just look at that face. Look at that
Isn't
face.
that just the most beautiful thing?
Isn't that gorgeous?
It's a real fox, and you can see every little hair.
It's so beautiful.
Oh. I'm going to knock the set over again.
Hi, Karen, Mrs. Spooky 1 and Spooky 2 and Spencer. That's right. We're all here.
Yeah, we are. And he's really lovely to cuddle, but the best thing is, apparently he can take up to 100 kilos sitting on him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He feels very strong, but I wouldn't want to put 100 kilos on him. So, but it should be good for Charlotte to sit on, although I didn't buy it for my granddaughter. I did buy it for me.
No, this is yours.
Yeah, and the dogs are looking at it and licking their lips. Koo does like to shred toys. So he has to keep away from Koo.
Hello, River of Souls. We do have a bit of a topic tonight because this is something that has come up over the weekend with regard to some of the podcasts that we've been listening to, some of the comments that have been coming through on other people's pages, and some of the stuff that I guess we are touching upon with regard to the new podcast that we are researching. And all of this has got to do with critical thinking, guys. Critical thinking and being able to make up your own mind and make a decision using your senses and sensibilities and actually getting some information about what people tell you. And I guess this also came up because of some discussions about QAnon and QAnon infiltrating the spiritual movement and spirituality groups. And of course, spirituality and the paranormal groups go hand in hand. And some of the things that are sort of being said or proposed or done by people, and loads of people believe in the things that are being said and done, and not using their own minds with regard to making more objective decisions.
This may come as a surprise to some of you, but not everything that you see on the internet is true.
No.
I know, right?
Really?
There are some people out there who actually get a bit of a thrill out of putting something fake up and then watching people who are a bit gullible, who maybe not have education in the area that they're putting it up, and they believe it, and they love that somebody has fallen for their trick. So, just beware. I was speaking to a lovely lady the other day who was worried that her daughter had picked up something nasty because she'd been playing that game where you get the 2 pens. You put 2 there, and then you put 2 across the top, and you call the spirits in and make them move. And that was actually something that was set up to promote a movie. It is not real. Although, if you call in demons or whatever, they don't need pencils or anything. The negative energy will come to you if you call it. So don't.
If you go looking for that stuff, you'll find it.
You'll find it.
You'll find it. You'll dig long enough and you will find it. And this is the problem sometimes, that people, as much as they don't or say they don't want, they will continue to go looking for things that will stretch the imagination and get them over. Okay, and get them over to that side that they kind of didn't want to be on, because it's intrigue. We are driven at the moment by intrigue, and this is why a lot of the television networks are so into true crime at the moment, because true crime is all about getting into the story where someone has been murdered in a horrible way, and they're trying to look for the killer. And now, so that doesn't mean that everyone that watches true crime has a tendency to be a killer or a narcissist. There is a small percentage that does, but what it delves into is the intrigue that we sit with. The same with gossip. The more you gossip and the more there is something, that a little bit of nastiness or something there that you can relish,
or somebody
think
that's
about
trolling you on a page, and you should just walk away and not even look at it, but you can't help yourself. You've got to go back and have a look.
You got to go. You got to stealthily
what are they saying about me now?
Yes, stealthily go onto a page and just check what they're saying, just check what they're doing, just keep, And so this goes from those tiny little bits like that to areas where we get sucked into myths, legends, and we get sucked into those horrible dark things that really you kind of go, I shouldn't be believing that this really happens, but someone has said it really happens, and so it must really happen. So always ask whoever is delivering information to you, whether it be us or anybody else, ask them what type of education they've had, what makes you say that piece of information is true.
Who told you that?
Who are you to say that is true? Who told you that? Where did they get their information from? Check them out on Facebook. Have a look who their friends are or who their associates are. We've all got Facebook at the moment, and we can really get in and look through histories of people and kind of really protect ourselves, because there are lots and lots of vulnerable people out there who are lonely, or they don't know how to manage depression, anxiety, levels where they can't go to doctors as easily anymore as they could. COVID has made people very frightened of the world outside, and if you show any sort of ability that you are in some way, shape or form a leader or an influencer,
or thinking outside the square,
then people tend to go, God, they've got 19,000 followers. They must know what they're talking about. And this is another thing, the influencers that are online at the moment and giving impressions that they know so much about the topics that they are talking about, when in many cases they started their Instagram like a year ago and they don't really know too much at all, but they're really great at social media. So just be aware that if you're following somebody who has like thousands and thousands and thousands of people on their Instagram, except for Isaac Butterfield, because he's fantastic and
he's got millions anyway.
He's awesome. He's really good. That you kind of also look at what their background is and follow them back on Facebook and have a look how long they have actually been doing what they're doing, because it's really, really important, because our judgment gets skewed very quickly and very easily, and it can just lead us down a really, really dark place if we're not too careful.
All right, so Brent. Hi Brent, how are you? Got told I was a non-believer because I don't think mobile apps are great ghost hunting equipment. So you just got carte blanche. You obviously don't know anything about ghosts because you won't use ghost hunting apps, and you obviously don't believe in them.
Nice.
There are many of the ghost hunting apps which are games. They are simply games, or they'll be using your microphone to repeat what you're saying, or they'll be using your location to give you words that are associated with the location. We have had great success with the Portal and the Portal Plus until they wrecked it. So you sort of shop around, and once again it's the same with the ghost hunting apps. Don't just wipe all of them off because you don't believe in them. Work with them and see if you get results, but make sure you're leading the conversation and not being led by what's being said on there. That's the most important thing.
And guys, do us a favour. If you could share this to somebody else right now and go, hey, these girls are on, that would be awesome. It could lift our numbers a little bit, and we could just further this discussion a little bit wider.
Because you guys normally come up with great questions, it'd be good to actually to share it around, and hopefully we're giving good information.
Jenny, great question. What are your thoughts on rescue mediumship? Should we be
like
sending spirits, even the nasty ones, into the light? Well, nasty will depend on your biases and your view on what is going on. So that depends on who you talk to with regard to that particular spirit. And you are a skeptic. I'm a skeptic, but don't want to close my mind to the possibility before I know more about it. Look, there have been plenty of rescue mediums around for a long time. This type of work has been done for quite some time. There are certain groups that kind of talk about them as a group being a group of rescue mediums, and that is the work they do. They rescue spirits from places and send them into the light. My personal view is that in all the time I have been doing this, 10, 11 years, and that's not to count the 30 odd years that I've been working as a psychic, I've probably only come across a handful, an absolute handful of situations where I've sort of assisted in connections being made on the other side, but I don't send anyone anywhere. I can say, look, there might be family there, or there might be someone that that's going to make you feel better. If you
can show them the way, but you're not forcing them.
I'm not forcing anyone to go anywhere, and I'm not sending anyone
Do you know what it reminds me of? it's a little old lady that's standing at the side of the road with her parcels, and somebody grabs her and says, "Come on, I'll take you across the road." She goes, "But I don't want to." "Oh, no, 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 I'll help you. I'll help you get across the road." And she's going, "But I don't want to go. I don't want..." And they've forced her across the other side. You know what's going to happen when she gets there? She's going to come back.
She forgot a parcel.
But you get what I mean? You can't force those who don't want to go.
And we are talking about an energy form. So we don't know, seriously, what we are dealing with.
Ooh.
Is it a residual energy that we are dealing with that comes through as something that's nasty? And that's not going to go anywhere because it's a residual energy and it's kind of stuck here. Are we dealing with something that is intelligent, that is actually telling us that they want to leave? What form is that energy or that entity in for us to do that sort of work? So this is something that I would really... It's one of those things that you leave to those who know a lot about psychology, and I do know that there are psychologists around the world that do, as part of their hypnosis work and psychology work, they do some rescuing. But these are trained psychologists and psychiatrists that have taken this on as an extra. I know because I've got actually a couple of their books that I have read about rescue work. They normally do a lot of it actually through hypnosis, where they remove the spirit from the person or the person that's acting as the voice.
So it sounds like dissociative personality disorder to a certain extent.
It is, but it isn't. It is, but it isn't.
Okay.
They make that distinction. But again, you've got to kind of know who you're giving this ability to do this shift to before you do it, because not only can it harm the environment of the living, but it can also disrupt the environment for the dead as well.
I'm sorry that happened, Imogen. Some people just need to learn, and they need to learn mechanisms to deal with their anger and their frustration instead of taking it physically on people. Alright, just scrolling. I watch with a pinch of salt.
And a funny bone, no matter what it is, but you guys lays of boo are fabulous. Most times I have a good giggle and over a tickle in the ribs for Spencer.
Oh, and thank you for all the sharing that's going on there.
Thank you.
Oh, here's a good question from Lisa. What's your thoughts on separating ashes?
Ashes are the residual that's left behind once the body is dead. There is no intelligence left in the ashes. So really it is for us and for our own ability to grieve over something or to have remains of something. But there are actually a lot of people that do separate ashes and give a little bit of the ashes to every member of the family, or the person may have had a request to say, you know, I want you to throw my ashes into the forest or out into the ocean.
My dad's asked that.
Yeah, but you want to keep a little bit for yourself. People now make rings out of ashes and glassware out of ashes and all that sort of stuff. So really, Lisa, most of that is for our benefit, so that we can go through a grieving process and that we have something. And look, this goes back to the 1800s when memento mori were created, and memento mori also used hair, for example, from those that passed over, and they were made into rings and brooches and things like that. There are teeth that were extracted from a corpse, and they were made into, yeah, I know it's atrocious, rings and things like that as well. So it's not a far stretch to go, well, no, let's use the ashes. So from look, our mentality and what we need as a human race has not changed for a really long time. We still need certain things to allow us to function in this world, in a world that we really don't understand very well. So we grasp onto things that allow us to be emotionally stable. And like I said, the whole thing about burial and the whole thing about collecting something from a person who has passed is about retaining memory, retaining a portion of them for us, so that that can be with us, even though their spirit is no longer with us.
And maybe it's also a discussion you can have with the family and just say to them, okay, how would you feel if we split your ashes up and we all shared a piece of you once you've gone? Ask them how they feel. People avoid talking about death, which is going to be a great segue to our guest tomorrow.
Yes.
Just be open. I'm open with my dad about it all the time. I learnt to do this through my aged care training, to not be fearful of death, because they want to talk about it. They know that it's coming, and they do worry about it, or they're at peace with it, and they want to make you at peace with it, or they want to tell you their concerns. So just listen and ask the question before they go. But that leads us to Mortellus.
Yes.
You explain about that, because I've got to go find a book for a request there.
Okay, so Mortellus is a guest that we are having on Spirit Talk Australia tomorrow morning here in Australia at 11 o'clock. It is overseas 7 p.m. In America, if we have any American listeners. And Mortellus is an amazing, amazing lady who actually is a mortician, and she is a pagan, she is an author, and she's written a book that's called Do We Have to Wear Black? And it is actually all about what happens and what you can actually request once you have passed over, and what they do with your body. And you know, one of the main subjects and the main things for her is that anyone who isn't of one of the mainstream religions has a really hard time to kind of request what they want to have happen. And she really believes, and I don't know what it's like here in Australia, maybe someone can fill us in on that, that there are so many choices that you can actually make, so that that person who is passing and the family have a whole lot of options to what they want when it comes to their resting in peace after their passing. And it is going to be fabulous, because she is freaking awesome. Where's her book? It's just over there. This woman is awesome. I cannot wait to listen to her. So that's her book. Do We Have to Wear Black by Mortellus.
And I don't know if most of you realise that when somebody passes, you get a cross on your grave, on your headstone. You get some sort of, normally a religious thing on there. And people who are pagan, particularly somebody who is a witch, that is actually quite offensive, because many of them were murdered during the burning times. And they were murdered. Many people were murdered under the name of being a witch, and they weren't. So to be pagan and then have the Lord Jesus cross put on your headstone is I would not be resting in peace. And I watched an interview on somebody who had to fight to get a pentagram put on their headstone, because that was their symbol.
Mm.
And there was big uproar because people didn't want that in their cemetery. Well, it's got nothing to do with the other people. It's got to do with the person who's being laid to rest. Anyway.
Yeah, but they're all questions that are really, really important, I think, to bring up as a conversation when you are talking to family. And we tend to shy away from that, because it's kind of that dirty stuff that you can't, if you mention burials or death or whatever, well, that's just going to bring everything up, and we're all going to die the moment we talk about
people
it.
go, oh no, you're not going to die, you're going to be fine. No, they know they're going to die. Anyway, can you grab that Strange Frequencies book over there?
Yes.
So Barwon, a good one that
just before Mortellus, Spirit Talk Australia. The link will go up. It's 11 o'clock tomorrow. We will be interviewing her, but you can jump on to it later on and catch up with the interview. Sorry.
All right, so these are the books that are my go-to books. Strange Frequencies by Craig Telesha. This one, which is Ghost Hunting by Lloyd Auerbach. And he's also got that one, which I don't know if you can see it.
Hauntings and Poltergeists.
Hauntings
awesome. But
and
the letters are about this big because there's so much information.
yeah, this is the other one, the ESP Hauntings and Poltergeists. The print, that's what she's talking about. It's tiny and it's packed.
You might be able to get another edition that gives you better.
Yeah, yeah. So
but
up to section 2.
It's awesome because if you get an author that actually takes into account parapsychology, then you're really on a winning streak because you're covering so many areas when it comes to ghost hunting, apparitions, ESP, paranormal investigations, all of that sort of stuff. It just widens your brief of information. And so always look for those great authors that are giving you a really wide look at what happens with us, the living, and the spirit world, because we're interconnected. We're interconnected, and it is very important on what happens on our side as well as what happens on that side, to what then equates to a paranormal incident occurring. And you really got to know about both. Let's just be honest here. You really got to know about both. It's just not good enough to go, I know what a residual energy is and an intelligent energy, and I know what a poltergeist is, and so I know it all. No, you've left out about half of all the information that you need to know, because you also have to know about the integration of us when we go onto sites, when we do our ghost hunting, when we are involved in the in-between worlds, and how we affect their world and how that affects us.
Kevin sent me a really interesting article, I think us actually,
yes,
about a priest who is a ghost hunter, and he does deliverances, they're called. They're not possessions, they're deliverances. And he actually was talking about, not everything is a haunting, not everything is a ghost. Sometimes it's the people themselves that are causing the problems. And he actually was talking about psychokinesis, and that sometimes the person themselves can generate the issues that are going on as a haunting. Wow.
Yep. I heard a really interesting thing that...
There's some other things he said I thought was shit, but
and Kavita, this is the wrong day, my darling.
Thursday is our tarot night.
Mortella said a really great thing in her interview with the beautiful Patrick Keller from Big Sounds podcast. She actually said, I am the ghost that haunts my body.
Oh, the spirit.
Yeah. I am the ghost that haunts my body. And once your body is gone, the ghost's released.
Oh.
Isn't that good?
That's really good.
Isn't that an awesome
The other
way to
one
think
I
about
heard
it?
the other day was, you know how some ghost hunters go in and they're screaming and yelling, show us what you've got, and they're all aggressive and everything. Someone said it was Lloyd, they're behaving demonically. They are behaving like a demon.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're trying to draw out.
Now, Joe has an interesting question there.
Hang on.
Do you reckon daytime paranormal investigations are good at catching residual hauntings? The ghost is unintelligent and going through its daily routine in a loop, whereas at night they would have been sleeping.
Oh, good thought. Geez, you're clever.
So if a residual haunting is happening at 9 o'clock in the morning on a consistent basis, but you turn up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 8 p.m. at night because it's dark, the likelihood of you catching that residual haunting is about 0, because you need to be there when the hauntings are happening, the residual hauntings. You need to be there at around the same time. And you may have to be there
clever, Joe.
For quite a few days or whatever it might be that's required for it to be caught. But yes, exactly, Joe. Be there at the right time.
Oh, and everyone, can you send Jeanette some healing? She's got some health issues she's dealing with.
Oh,
So she can get and to go and
Yes.
so she can come ghost hunting with us. Jeanette's one of our regulars.
Oh, Andrew, you've been reading some books by Anne and Lorraine Warren. Good for you. Good for you. I hope that's opening up some areas for you to consider. And the Ghostology book, awesome. It's actually a really good book
yeah,
too.
Ghostology.
Yes.
That was the other one I've got on my table over there.
I think it's a green covered one.
That's actually the
it's
text
a really good one.
for the course I'm currently doing with Lloyd. I know where it is. It's out in the lounge room because I've had it out there while I've been having a cup of coffee. I've got so much reading to do.
Yes.
Hello, Danielle. How are you? Yes, I'll put a link up for those books. Not a problem. I'll get that organised. Yeah, the Ghostology that's Steve Parsons.
Awesome. Yeah, it's an
really
awesome book.
He's done another one as well, which tells you how to investigate properly. Can only be bought from, I think, the Society for Psychical Research. And I got one, and it's just like, good stuff.
So, guys, we've got to take the blinkers off and realise that true ghost hunting is awesome and paranormal investigation is awesome, but it needs to be done in a specific way. And it's not always can you do it that way.
What was it, Renee? I forgot.
Not always can you do it that way. And not always does a site or a situation
the animals
lend itself to be done in a proper paranormal investigative type of way. But also when you are doing something that is for somebody that is about that is experiencing a haunting, you need to take your ghost hunter hat off and put your paranormal investigator hat on and apply critical thinking.
Now, the problem, I can see that Andrew is recommending some other books there. The problem with, and I'm going to go there, Ed and Lorraine Warren, is that they are very heavily biased at how they look at things. They are looking through religious bias. They are looking at things through demons, which is a religious concept. So, the books we have suggested are based on science and not personal beliefs.
Well, they don't associate themselves with any personal beliefs. They're just your standardized information that is generic without a bias or a religious bias attached.
More on science than it is a bias.
Yep. So if you are angled towards a religious base, then Ed and Lorraine Warren are the people for you, because they will be speaking your language. And in most cases, people are going to divert to information that they feel comfortable with.
And look, I think you start off with those levels because that's what you see on TV most of the time is demons and scary things. And so that's how you approach the ghost hunting. And then you start to explore outside of that. You start to ask more questions, and you may be happy to stay there. Other people want to explore further. So, that's basically what I've done, is I've headed off in a new direction.
Mm-hmm.
You've got glitter on your face. Would you like to help poor Renee there? I'm going to go and see if I can grab my Ghostology book.
Okay, Renee, how do animal spirits differ from human spirits? Is it to do with how the medium picks up energies? Is that why there are animal mediums, or some mediums who can't connect to animals at all? All of that, Renee, and probably more. Who knows? As there are people who in the real world seem to have a great affinity and an empathic connection to animals, they're the ones that would make great animal mediums. Now, there are some people that may be afraid of animals because of something that kind of just doesn't sit right for them. So they would make really crappy animal mediums, because it is the emotional connection that is required to be able to pick up on the frequency, or to pick up on the vibration, if you want to say that, of the particular spirit that you are connecting with. So I always take it back to what happens in the human world. And again, if you kind of consider yourself as having a great affinity with animals, you have a greater likelihood of being an animal medium. It's also about training too. You've got to train to know about how to connect with animals. As with human beings, it's training. Everything's training, girls and boys.
Most mediums aren't thinking along those lines. They're thinking of connecting with humans rather than animals. Remember in the seance parlour though we had...
Yeah, but there are animal mediums.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
There are specific animal
There
mediums.
are also healers, and you might find this in people who advertise themselves as shamans or healers or animal healers, that they can sit in their lounge room and connect with your pet and, for example, let you know what is going on in their mind or what they what their illness is. And we actually have a lady right here in Newcastle who has done that very successfully. So, you know, it's just one of those things that you attune yourself to and say, that's going to be my speciality. That's what I feel compelled to work with. And that's what you do,
Those
Renee.
puppies sound like they're down the side there. They're not meant to be down there. They're not our puppies. This is just some of the reading that I've got laying around the house at the moment, which just arrived. A few magazines that have arrived, and the Journal for the Society of Psychical Research. And this one, which I will reveal later, we're going to read, which is an occult book. And it was recommended on a podcast I heard recently, so I'm going to read up all about this chaos magic.
Chaos magic is very new, actually.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I've got to scroll down to where we were. So what goes to us? Oh, we've got Easter coming up. It's the weekend of lots of sex with the rabbits.
Right. Oh, that weekend's going to be
I've
a
gone
home
back.
weekend.
Yep. I think we're still going to be working on Friday, on Good Friday. We're trying to still get ahead on our podcasts.
Yeah, we've got another rabbit hole that we've gone down, and it's quite intriguing because I really, very much
Sharon.
with this particular
I forgive
story,
you.
did not go there because it just didn't interest me. And lo and behold, here I am, having found that it is now the next topic of discussion.
Welcome.
Hi, Quinny. The next discussion. And I have gone deeply down the rabbit hole. And even though I know the real
Hi,
truth
Seth.
behind all of this, I'm still extremely intrigued and very, very much about tell me more, tell me more, tell me more, because that's what a good storytelling does. Whether it is true or whether it is false, it takes you in. And very good storytellers can really trap you in their net. And that's important to know. They can trap you in their net. And then you have to extricate yourself from that and try to work out what is the truth and what isn't.
So all those who love Isaac, are you going to go and see his live shows? We're hoping to go to the Melbourne one. We're hoping that we might get a little bit of filming down there with Isaac. But if not, we might fly down anyway. We might just fly down and go and see his show. What do you reckon? Because we've got all those credits we've got to use.
Yes.
Oh, I might as well. I feel like hauntings are a form of energy, and the person who experiences the haunting is also very much a part of that haunting through their own energy. I believe we are not the only existence that walks the earth. We're just in physical form. Others here just at a different frequency, and us as solid humans can vibrate or be in tune with such frequency as the energy that haunts be closer to the earth human frequency. Just a thought. I agree with you, Margie. I think there's...
Oh, Margie, we're so low energy. We're that far from slugs, really.
That's why they say to you should meditate and raise your vibrational energy. It's just to try and still the mind and be aware of what is around you.
Yeah.
I today was driving down the street in Cooks Hill, in Corlett Street, and saw a little 18-month-old toddler on the sidewalk wandering around, and as I'm driving up I'm looking for the parents. There's no parents. There was a guy in a ute across the road from him, and I thought, well, surely that can't be someone that belongs to him because he might run out the road. There's cars coming past. And then I sort of realised that there was nobody there with this child, and he was walking down the driveway. There's cars coming. I've pulled up, jumped out of my car. I've waved down the car that was coming, and I'm just sort of saying, slow down, slow down, slow down. I've got over to the little boy, and I've gone, come on, let's go find Mummy. And he's run straight back into a house at the front door. I was like, come on, let's knock on the door. We'll find Mummy. So we're knocking on the door, and then Mummy's peering through the glass at me and going, is this one yours? She had a meltdown. She goes, I don't know how he got out. Oh my God. There was a guy in the ute who would have seen all that. He was so unaware of his surroundings and so stuck in his own little mundane world, he didn't see a child right 5 metres from him, unattended. Sorry, hi horse. Hi horse. We are just all so wrapped up in our own world. We are missing so much that is going on around us. So, that was my good deed for the day.
Look, it's impossible to see everything and to note everything, but it's not impossible to just slow down enough to realise where you are at.
Zombie Jesus Day, yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's why I've got my graveyard shirt on.
Renata's face when you mentioned the word sex. Oh, did I? You should see the conversations we have. You two can be pretty crude for... Hell yeah!
Oh, hello, Potterage, Peter.
Oh, we love
Hello,
being
gorgeous.
crude. We are breaking the mould of what people think that old women should be.
Oh, we talk about things that
Here's my real fox.
other people will not go to.
This is why I'm obsessed with foxes. Look at him. Isn't he beautiful?
Yeah, he does look like one.
He does. Look, see this. Oh, I'm going to pull the set down. This is the other one, and this is. I can't. There's not enough room. There's not enough room for us all. Anyway, let's. Okay, there you go. Good boy. But Queens, I've been waiting for. Well, you've got the UFO one. I think they're sort of putting out one a month or thereabouts. So
yes, and the UFO one's really good.
They've done a really good job.
Really good. And the gentleman that they're interviewing, you'll be quite. He's been around for a while. He's done a lot of different type of interviews. He's very well spoken.
Yes,
very well spoken.
And what night are you going, Quinny? Because we might be there. Come and say hello to us.
We'll be the merch bitches.
Yeah, we'll be over with Little Dixon, selling the merch. Jaron, your mum's not going to let you. Never mind. Thank you, Seth. How you doing? Did you enjoy Miss Porter's? You were doing so well on the spirit box.
Oh,
wow.
Lordy, you were amazing. We've actually got that clip up on, I think it's either on Newcastle Ghost Tours or on the Anne and Renata Frightfully Good page. There is a small bit of our investigation last weekend at Miss Porter's house with the portal and the headphones. And
He's a big boy.
The stuff that was coming through there was amazing. Amazing. So head on back and listen to it because it's awesome.
Sorry Pete, you're on the wrong night. This is our Q&A paranormal night. If you come back on Thursday, ask then. But Carrie's got a question.
But he senses something really big and it's going to affect all of us. Yeah, I'm sure it will. That's Easter and chocolates.
Yeah, and our hips.
And see that's already affecting. That there is from hot cross buns.
Yes, thank you, Sue. Is there an internal physical reaction to the level of energy in a room? Ever since I went on the investigation with you guys, I've noticed that some places I'm aware of a sensation in my solar plexus, and it doesn't go until I leave that place. It's like my spidey senses are going haywire.
Yes.
And this is something that happens actually when you go ghost hunting, and it may be your first time, and you open yourself up to this energy, is that you suddenly discover you have abilities that you weren't quite aware of. Ask several people who are now part of our team, because they came as guests and ended up going home and going, why am I seeing things and hearing things now? And say hello to Christy, everyone.
Yeah, and it's awesome, and it's something that most of us, 99% of us, have, and in many cases never use.
Tuesday or Wednesday for us.
Never use, never have to really go there, because it's got nothing really of interest to certain people. But then for other people, it just really expands their world.
And I mean, it could be. We don't really know what a UFO is, except for the ones who have captured one and dissected the aliens. We don't know what it is. It could be a projection from a being on another planet, and they're able to project. But why would they show up in a craft?
Oh, look, Andrew, honestly, look at the state of the world. If you were an alien that came here in an advanced craft, would you really stay? You'd go, oh, stuff that. I'm leaving. I am going.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that. No. Don't put any energy into that thought, whatever you do. Yeah, no, Jodie was watching. Yep. This happens at Campbell's. What you're talking about with Carrie. Yep.
Yeah, Campbell's is an interesting place, but then you've also got to think about it as having so many little shops in it that also hold their own energy. And there is often an assumption when we go into places that just because they're, and I'm not saying it's happening there, but I'm just kind of just generalizing, that if they are old, then there is a likelihood that there is a haunting there, or the place is haunted, because we have been conditioned to expect that because of movies and things that we've watched. They always happen in some old castle or in some old building, or in some old village, and so there are certain things that kind of sit in our imagination that equate to, oh, that's got to be haunted because it's old, or it's got a well out the back. The well's got to be haunted, and there's always got to be a body in the well. Well, not really, but we've read so many stories and seen so many movies with wells with bodies in them, that it's something that in our psyche now sits there.
Have you been to Barwon Mansion? Mum and Dad tied the knot there, and they said it was pretty creepy. No, I've never been there. I've not actually heard of it before. Have you heard of that one?
Where is Barwon Mansion?
Victoria.
I'm going to have a little look.
We'll write that down. We'll see if we can get there. Hang on. Oh, is it far out of Melbourne? Because if we go, then we want to try to get to Beechworth if we can, but it depends whether it's open
South
or not.
Yarra.
Oh, okay. Well, we might mention that to the boys.
Oh, that looks nice.
Oh, very nice. Thank you for the tip.
Look at that.
Thank you, Jaren.
Anyone else been there? Barwon Mansion? That looks pretty cool.
Making notes.
Oh, and it's got one of those sheds out the back, just like at Monte Cristo.
It does. Now.
And it's National Trust.
She has things with National Trust. They like her.
Oh my God, we're going. We are so going there. Thank you.
All right, so back to Margie.
Oh,
Thank
sorry.
you.
No, I got excited.
I think sometimes just the objects hold energy in an old house.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a treasured object, if it is something that was much loved, Margie, and you, every time you picked it up, it had so much love instilled in it. Definitely it is something that sensitives would pick up on. Yeah. The same with things that have a lot of hate instilled in them.
I'm just patting my real puppy because he's just there, so I have to.
So it works both ways, Margie. Yeah, absolutely.
I've been wanting to be a ghost hunter since I knew it was a thing, and Anne and Renata have made it happen. And bless you. Seth.
Awesome, Seth.
Hope we're teaching you good and proper. The problem, yeah, right. We were in there yesterday and felt lightheaded and a bit nauseous. Maybe we were feeling claustrophobic.
Maybe. Did you guys get around?
Ah, yes, the Rip and Lee Renata.
Oh.
Right, she's on the wrong one.
Well,
Thank you, Jenny.
It says Barwon Park Mansion. Look. No, you can't see it. See? Barwon Park Mansion? What the hell?
And we've got to go visit Deb.
Oh, Winchelsea. Yeah, it does say Winchelsea.
Yeah, we've got to go visit Deb at Geelong. Antique stores. How do you go as being a psychic or a medium walking into antique stores?
Oh, all I see is the jewellery and go, oh, what the...
You managed to shut yourself down, do you?
Oh, look, on occasion I might go, no, this just is, horrid. But in most cases, no, I don't. I'm not a touchy-feely. You know how there are some psychics that need to have an item in their hand and they can read or tell from a particular item. Me, not so much. So again, it really doesn't affect me that much.
It depends also on the ability that you have, that you've developed, I suppose, because some people work that way with the holding and what do you call it again?
Touching stuff.
Touching shit. Stuff.
That's a technical term.
Any other questions for us?
Hi, Mandy. Nice to see you watching too. You were pretty awesome as well on Friday.
Yeah, you both did really well.
Yeah. And that's great. When you go on a ghost tour, go there and get into it. Be a part of what is going on. Allow yourself to tap into the investigations and do whatever you can. That's your opportunity, and that's the great thing about ghost tours, because not all of us are allowed to go into spooky places. And when you're in a situation or a site that's known to be haunted, you really need to sort of just open up and allow yourself to go with what is going on. And take
psychometry. Thank you. Yes, and we finish each other's sentences. What can I say? We even said that with the same intonation, Renata. It was like it was in unison. Far out. Now, guys, we need your help with our YouTube channel. Thank you to all those gorgeous people that went over there and subscribed to it, so that we got some more numbers up on that. But now we need you to watch and to share Ghost Hunters React Around, because it's really funny and really good, even if I do say so myself. But if you want us to keep making more, we've got to get some more views up on it. So it only takes like 7 minutes to watch it, and the last one was quite revolting.
Jenny has stated something that we've come across a lot.
Hang on, sorry, that just jumped. What was that?
There, just up. Barwon Mansion won't allow investigations because the team verified a ghost photo. See, and this is what happens, and this is what ruins it for everyone else who really, really wants to enjoy themselves and be respectful about it, and enjoy the experiences that are open for us to have. All it takes is one bad experience and a team that does the wrong thing or steps on outside of the square that they have been designated to be in, and it's done. And we get asked all the time, have you been here? Can you go there? Can you do this? And we have to say no, because we can only do what we are actually allowed to do, from the perspective of the site owners and from the lawful side of things. We just can't risk getting into any trouble, no matter how badly we would want to be in places. We have looked through many screens that have been placed up and around buildings going, oh God, I wish I could get in there. And then watched a video of somebody else going through the place.
And they broke in.
And they broke in and go, no, you just can't. You can't.
Because we just all get tarred with one brush. We're doing the right thing, but other people don't. You're all ghost hunters. You're all doing the same thing. Anyway, Maxine, what's it like to stay somewhere haunted?
It's awesome.
It's fantastic. Awesome. But it's sort of weird because you have this moment where you have to lose control. You have to let go. And that's when it comes to the sleep time. Because you do have to sleep. If we're driving long distances, we have to get at minimum of 6 hours sleep. Or attempt to. And it's, for me, it's that moment of shutting my eyes and letting go of my consciousness and being vulnerable that I get a bit freaked out. Because I have a few trust issues. And just knowing, and I slept at Q Station. We used to just get a mattress and chuck it on the floor up in nurses' quarters up there when we were working there. And I had things happen to me while I was in there.
That was Roman.
No. No. Not those ones. I had something walk past my arm and brush my arm.
The key is do not leave your feet out.
That's simple.
From under the
sheet
doona.
of protection. It's as simple as that.
But to answer the question properly, yes, as Anne said, it's about letting go and enjoying and being in a situation mindfully where you can go, oh, I'm okay with what happens. I know that there are people that will help me, or that I can get grounded again, or that I can be in control of a situation.
Yeah. And generally what goes down is not bad. It's very gentle. I've had sheets pulled off me, or pulled part way. I just grabbed it and pulled it back up. But it's cool. Would you like to see us staying in more haunted locations and reporting back to you? We'll see what we can do. Oh, Jenny, it's just down the road from where you live. Wow. Yeah, Lochinvar. Now, those who are coming to the Lochinvar House weekend, be aware that the Monday in New South Wales is not a public holiday. So you may have to go to work on the Monday or book a day off, right? We didn't realise that when we organised it. We have people coming from Queensland. I think New South Wales is the only one that doesn't have freaking public holiday. Thanks very much. But yeah, just make sure you've taken the day off. Oh.
We're almost done. That just went so quickly.
Oh, which one was that? Because we were just in Launceston. The Royal Oak or something?
I know the Royal Oak is one of the most, or allegedly the most haunted pub in Lonnie. So maybe it was that one.
We stayed at the old convent when we were there. And because we needed a family room, because Sue popped in to visit, we were in what was the chapel. As you do. You know, at home, I have no problems with leaving my hands and feet out everywhere. I do tend to try and stay within the perimeter of the bed when I'm at a location that I'm not familiar with.
Oh, Susan, you must have grand control over your mind if all you ever think about or what you concentrate on is love and light. That's just amazing. Well
You're
done.
doing better than me.
Well done.
I want to punch people sometimes. I don't. I internalise it and it comes out as a pimple. Oh, that would have scared the bejesus out of me. Because I'm a foot rubber. I rub my feet. And I have to keep the cats out of the bedroom because they're just like trying to chase my feet. So yeah, that basically is us for the evening. We wish you all a very happy and safe, extra long, chocolate eating, rabbit playboy weekend.
Zombie
Jesus. And all those things that are close to your heart. Happy safe Easter. It was the Royal Oak, Carrie. It was shut when we were there.
Yeah, it was.
As most of Lonnie was.
Yeah.
Every haunted location we tried to go to was shut. So, Jaron, thank you. He knows how to call us the right
That's
name.
right. You got it right, Jaron.
We were at Isaac and Claire's engagement party the other night, and Isaac saying to us, "Why won't you go with Ghost Grannies? I've given you such an awesome name." She's like, "I don't like it. I don't like it." I actually like it, but that's okay.
I don't like it.
That's all right, Marie. You can re-watch it if you want to. It will go up and stay up for an eternity. So, yeah, hope you get lots of good chockies to eat and rest, and start to become aware of the universe that is around you and not be in your phone.
And on Sunday, we're going to post something online, and we're going to ask you all to share your chocolate-covered faces. So all of you eating your chocolate. That's what we're going to get you to do on Anne and Renata Frightfully Good.
I like that.
Yeah. So it's Chocolate Face Sunday. That's where it's going to be, and all of you are going to have chocolate all over your face. I want to see it all. I think it's going to be adorable.
Oh, look there, Quinny's got us now. Good night, Ghost Grannies.
Oh, I'm going to punch you through the screen, Quinny.
I like Ghost Grannies. So Carrie likes Ghost Grannies. It's cool. Own it, Renata.
Oh, stuff you all. That's all I can say.
All right. Good night, everyone. See you on the dark side.
Now remember,
Wait,
tomorrow, Mortillis at 11 a.m. on Spirit Talk Australia
Radio.
We will be back on Thursday
Facebook.
For Tarot Night at 8:30. That's on Thursday, and we will be on next Monday.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
For our normal Monday night. In between, have an awesome Easter. Spend it with those that you love, and eat lots.
With no guilt.
With no guilt.
See you on the dark side, guys. Bye.